yet another exciting production brought to you by Deb 3 Events. It's called The Roundup, an exhilarating and interactive program where we get to talk about everything and anything that would have happened between the month of August in and in between the month of what? Did I just say the month of August?
Yeah, you're still stuck.
What?
You're still stuck in.
Guys, whatever is happening, I do not know, and I do not want to explain myself, but whatever it is, it could be these guys that are in the studio. Be that as it may, today in the studio, I've got the most. These guys have got blonde hair, tinted hair. I do not know if I should introduce them as amazing personalities or as the blondes, but either way, be that as it may, ladies and gentlemen, I help you welcome Untando Van Moyo, Utando Wamitani.
Hey, sweetheart.
Right, my baby.
Hi, sweetie. Take pay to work day.
I love that. And then on my right, I've got Shuili Savage. Honey, welcome to the Roundup.
Stewie La Savage.
Stewie
Thank you so much. Yes.
Get that, Stewie the Savage. What, is it French?
It's French, yes.
Okay, and what does it mean?
Guys, do I need to...
Like,
The paprika parati.
It's the savage indeed, Tiabo.
You know what, guys? I think these souls are just incredibly amazing. Their personalities are haywire. I love them. I love the vibe, and it's all thanks to Deb 3 Events. They are not only just arts promoters, but they are also into sound engineering. And if you want a good quality sonorous sound, Deb 3 Events is the way to go. You just have to look into them, their offices, and their details. Get dialing and talk to them. Put yourself the best sound in the whole entire world. I am proud to be part of the family. You guys cannot dispute that. But if you're one of these two guys that are disputing Deb 3 Events offer sonorous sound,
I didn't dispute
go to the comment section. Just go to the comment section. No, I am saying they are disputing. Go to the comment section and type away and tell me, I am just doing a hullabaloo over this whole thing. But be that as it may, today I'm looking glamorous and elegant. So, all thanks to Urban Fusion. Threads are put up together by Umusa Selemani. He's the baddest fashion designer that we have here, Gobulawayo. And if you want to get in touch with him, you can visit his fashion studio, Lobengula Street, between 13th Avenue and 13th Avenue and what? And Railway Avenue.
And you want to very school some bonus to me.
So guys, we've got graduation. A lot is happening. We are fast. I think we've already entered into the festive season, yeah? Or we are fast approaching.
Where are we fast approaching?
Last year, January.
Since we are fast approaching the festive season, there's a lot. There's wordings. There's family reunions.
Reunions, like
yes.
R.A. Union.
E. Well, there's family reunions and there's also graduations that are going on. You need to go there looking the part. You need to go there looking your best. So get in touch with him. Go to his studio and just make a few arrangements there. But let's not forget the Roundup is where we talk about all the news that have been making the headlines, like I said, throughout Oguma tabloids, even as well as on social media. There's heated up topics that have been going on, and today we are here to give a round and an in-depth analysis and overview with those two amazing souls with me today in the studio. So as you know, that the Roundup comes in segments for your entertainment as well as for e-order. We have the first segment, which is the film and theater. We've got the second segment, which whereby we look into the new music And then we've got the third segment, which is my favorite, where we look into the events that would have happened in and around our city. And we've got the fourth segment, which is branding. I love this one. I love the fourth segment. It just puts us in order. But there's this one that I love the most. The last segment of the show, the controversy segment.
And it's not even my favorite.
I love it. I love Umkosi guys, but I love it. I love it when we get deep into those guys and we just talk everything and anything. So now, getting on with the program, let's go on the first segment, which is the film and theater. So guys, film and theater, we usually talk about events, maybe like theater acts or movies that would have happened. But today I just thought let's bring a different twist to it and just talk about the sector on its own. So, Love, I'm going to start with you. What do you think should be done to improve the film and theater sector? Because I feel like in every sector there is always something that is going wrong, something that is going right, but let's focus on some things that we can change. Because everybody else, I think a lot of people just look into, we've been doing this, okay, we understand, but what can we do better to improve?
I think we should be real with ourselves in terms of content creation, and let's not be pretentious about what we want to produce. We know what we consume online, guys. Let's it's time as a country we accepted ukuthi siyabukela amano under 18, siyabukela ama action, siyabukela sci-fi, siyabukela izinto ezilama vampire. It's time sayenza imovies obuthakathi, it's time sayenza ama series abolobhengula. It's time we did things with that are scary with adult theming. It's time sayenza opopai abafana labo bundoks and stuff like that, because people love those things. But then Stokos Funu Uganza is sketch, and then City Konkona as a computer with the rest of the world. But then we complain about money. There's no money in this sketch, guys. You know, Logo Konkona, Stokos Science, Kusha. Come on.
Yeah, okay, that's called body blocking. Choreography, acting.
So I think with Kongona, we need to stretch ourselves, stretch our creativity. That is what is going to sell. That is what is going to attract the money. And I know my resources at times having a vumi. Isn't just on Netflix, but we watch isn't as Korean guys Netflix right now. We're watching Narco Saints and stuff like that. It's storylines I'm gonna sit, but the way it's being produced, you can't even say it's a Korean film. It looks more American and stuff like that, because they've understood which Kongona. This is what people want to consume. These are the stories that people want to hear.
Wow, amazing. Sri, what's your point on that? What's your add on to what he has just alluded?
I think I don't want to add on that part, but I want to go back to your question. Right?
All right.
So I've been looking at the local plays that have been happening. Like, I think this month we had that one-man play, right? That was beautiful. But I feel like the theatre industry, it's based on everyone who does theatre or people who do art, right? In terms of marketing, how we market our work, in terms of who we create the work for, who we create the content for. It's not always that you have to create content for people who understand. Create content also for people who don't understand art, for people who don't consume art. Absolutely. Make them consume art. Because I feel like your duty as an artist is to entertain people. But for people who don't understand theatre, how do you get them to engage in theatre?
Absolutely.
Right? And then we had the film festival. The film festival was really great. I loved how they played around with everything, right? But there's something that I felt. We had one moment placed for local films, which was Saturday afternoon.
All right.
And we had to watch films like The Signal, which it was really great for me to watch The Signal. I think I was watching it for the second time, but we had another film, Ega Mhle, that was really nice. But my problem was them playing those films in the afternoon.
Right.
There was light, ele langa, and playing it outside. At the end of the day, it's slightly sound because right. So for things like those, a film festival when they're coming, can we have like maybe a night put aside for local content?
All right.
And can we not have moments like play local content? No, can we have probably a day or the whole night pull out for local content?
All right.
And then going back to what Undando said, I've realized that most people have been trying to create content engaging for us, but now the problem here too is we don't have platforms, especially for things like film. You can try pushing on YouTube or Netflix and all those, but Zimbabwe bangaka subscribed for Netflix. Gobulawa bangaka subscribed for Netflix.
Yeah. Even YouTube, it's hard to actually have people.
So if we could get like those local channels or try 3K TV and playing local content, it would be good. Because this year I've seen a lot of. There's that other one, Tapundu Boys by John Mawiza. There's Amangliba, so it's now playing on 3K TV, but we have a lot of films that we've produced locally, and it's really great.
Absolutely. I think I love what you brought there about you spoke of engagement. You talked of engagement. You also talked of how the whole, I think creatives should put in mind that they are not producing this for themselves, but for the audience and for the people out there. Being that as it may, which production houses around the city do you feel like they are doing the most? Do you feel like they are really trying to understand the level of creativity that we are at, and maybe who are doing the most in Njengokuba creative?
Personally, I think they are doing something different, and for me they are the cutting edge. They've got the animation, they've got all of that. Of course, we've got the traditional guys, industry have always been there.
The
ancestors.
Now they're producing quite some great
I
makes.
told you I've got crazy personalities today.
No, but some ancestors, what I loved the scene is how they managed to engage young content creators, because this year they did a call out for script writers. Like if you have a short script that you have come through, it's actually good. They're grooming young people. They're putting them into the spotlight. They're grooming them, teaching them, man. But I also loved the initiative.
All right.
Those guys, they actually, I feel like they challenged the industry.
Yeah.
And they created that rapture.
With
the first one was it before the signal. There's another one.
Yes, I love that
the way those
production.
guys I feel like when you're creating content and that thing breaking industry for some moment and
just
spotlight because I remember Uveza, I had people talking about it and it's very nice to get people talking about
something
like that,
and
it's very nice. It shows what you actually engaged a good audience.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, there you have it. That was our first segment where we're looking at deep and in depth in film and theater. And we have the guys in the studio that are actually freezing this moment. They are making it happen so that when you guys go on your YouTube page, you are having something clear, something beautiful and amazing to watch. That is not an eyesore to your eyes, and it can only be the best. Nicolay. They are Nicolay, so their main focus is on photography, cinematography, and am I right, guys? Is there anything else that you guys do? They are in the studio, they should respond, but they don't want to respond. It's fine, it's okay, but that's what they do. So when you have a wedding, when you have any event, actually, even funerals, yes, when you have any event that are you crying?
Are you very emotional?
Did you just get emotional on me though? Yeah, so but if you're in that moment, you know?
Camera, I will capture the partners.
That's how good they are. That's just how good they are. So go on the internet, look them up, and engage with them as well for a beautiful event. And I'm still your host, Mzistoz. It's fine.
You know what it is?
It's for MOA Hatinyana.
So let's continue.
You know what? Let's just move on. Let's jump on quickly to the second segment of the show, which is new music. And I believe you guys have got new music, local music that you guys know that has been put out there. Specifically, me now on my side, I've got Mawiza. There's an EP, and there's Mzistoz and Fana Food. This guy is doing amazing, guys. He's doing incredible works. I love how he has taken Kwaito up there to a certain level. I absolutely love it. I do not know what are your views, guys, when it comes to. I think let's first look at Mzistoz and his music, especially the one that he recently dropped.
No, I mean, I listened to that song. And you watched that song, and no, that song, and brought over gangster.
Where's Valeling?
I think maybe say Kombesa Maneka.
No, not Matobo.
Okay.
But I think what he's done, especially particularly with Mawiza, is quite. It's something that was a bit time off. Getting up and Mrs. Katele piano amanga
Absolutely. No, I think it versus Katele piano elingaso lethu. Elingaphekwa git.
What is not just like radio nhlamba. Like, but it's refreshing. Sibele sound yakobulawayo ikwaito yethu siphumulela mangoma izinto ezinjalo. This is what Mzistoz did. And lapha ezingena khona, because they're not just being played on local radio stations. If they're going national, it's Superman.
It is. And I love Mzistoz when he's doing the way he's just linking his personality, his music together. Man, he's just doing an amazing job.
But there's one part that you're forgetting, Mzistoz.
All right.
Mzistoz led this way of bringing this. If you notice, go my social media, go to every post that talks about local music, but it's sound and they're always talking about this originality and whatsoever, lack of originality, and Mzistoz has this way of bringing in his sound and infusing it with the current modern genre. That guy is talented. And Mawiza guys.
Mawiza unkulunkulu wekwaito.
Well, guys, there you had it. Incredible, amazing acts there that we're talking about. But now, kulo muntu lo ohleze eceleni la. Usually when I won't side with you on this one, but there's a way when I watch you perform. There's this, I think there's this emotional, I don't know, lo production manager saying
same WhatsApp group.
Yeah. It's just that there's this sensual feeling that you get to show us between when and the mic when you're performing. That always gets me to think, I think the mic and the beat is just your guilty pleasure. Be that as it may, what have you cooked for us this far? If not, why?
No, I recently released something. I think you saw.
Yeah, I did.
We didn't see it.
No, like check my social medias, Lisabon. No, it was a feature.
All right.
I was featured in a song called "Let's Live" by this. It's a South African-based producer called Kindai, and it was released on a label based in Italy.
Okay.
Yeah, Africa.
Italy.
Italy. It's called Let's Live. Yeah. And the label, if you try Africa Records. Okay. So you can just check them up on social media, wherever. But you can check out the song. It's a fusion of Afro dance.
Oh, Afro, okay. Have you ever heard of that? Afro dance? What's that?
I think you can always left
Manja is sick. Alright, it's an element of Afro tech and deep house. But it's dance music, right? So we can call it Afro house, but it's Afro dance music.
But talking of e-house, really, I think Uschui is one of those underrated performers of. I'm not a fan of deep house. He made Skyver, but was local because but I know but there's that quality in the productions. Music lay peg you. Even if you're not a fan, you get hooked. You know. So I think that is something that is also lacking from our bedroom producers that is why you can say nice performance staging hooked to the mic. Le outfit yakhe lan iya identify ngoma into lay uyisebenzile for isikhathi
which is probably
why it takes long ukuthi I release something because uyabe sapheka into enjani. I remember kule ngoma album lena esithi umthombo wothando and stuff. If you listen to the tracks on ilokho zelena ngathi njalo somunye umuntu athi ilokho zejoza leza Joza
this is cool.
This photo is alright. So no, I'll tell. Okay, so on that part, right? I'll tell you, e-house and has been more underground. If you follow it, it's music mostly played by DJs in the clubs. And for as a performer, as a vocalist, or a house, you'd find it. There's people like. I'll put in, for example, there's people like Toshi in SA. There's people like in Zimbabwe. We have she's one of the biggest. Globally, Jackie Queens, she's based in Cape Town. She's a Zimbabwean vocalist. She's not that famous. Why? Because of the music that she does. With people like Shingai. I'm sure you know a famous song that, hey, Atan, I heard you say, hey, hey. The person who did that song is a Zimbabwean.
Amazing.
Shingai Shoniwa. But she's
So
into like which correct e-house I call they and Jamango exactly. But imnandi ngobile mali.
I think we need to move on to the next segment. I think we need to move on to the next segment. But be that as it may, this is still the Roundup, and you can get this program on YouTube. Just get on Dep3 Events TV. Get to like the page. Get to click on the notification button so that you get updates when we do post these and other projects. Now we're moving on to the events segment.
Yes.
So now when I look at the month that we are covering, there was a whole lot of entertainment that was going on. There was just a whole lot. But firstly, before we get on to the glossy side and everything else, I want us to talk about the reason why I put this thing that I want us to talk about right now and as an event is because it has become something that we get to talk about each and every 25th of October. We lost our dear brother, a crazy one, very vigorous one, very vibrant. Yes, and his name was Kelvin. We lost Udavin on the 25th, and it was a gloomy day for everyone. Nabamtandayo, nabamzondayo. It was just a gloomy day for us all. But I loved, there is a post that you posted, that Untando Van posted on the day in question, which was hashtagged Justice for Vim.
Yeah, I think the issue on everyone's Kobla is a concern kakhulu yokuthi kwenzakalani.
Yeah.
Ungaphi umuntu ngabantu, whether it's a he, whether it's a she, whether it's whoever. Onguye owamthuzayo imoto unga.
Yeah.
We know ubamba amapolice ukuthi angamtholi. I mean, what is taking so long? Amapolice bakwanisa ukuthi khona uJindu wabulala umuntu besegangeni beyi2. Bahamba wala endlini bamthola. Now, lo muntu watuzu Kelvin, kwakule mota, kwakule abantu, kwakule ama-witnesses, the car was identified. I mean, wehlulani ukuthi atholakale lo muntu.
Yeah, because
kumele size siye expinge kumbe siye mala. I mean, are there other means that need to be angwazi? Because it's njengomuntu esesiphila like I think even for the family they also need closure, for the friends, for the fans, for everyone else. Kubuhlungu uhlalela emnyameni. Who next could it happen to?
Yeah.
You know, and if it happens to them, how will they also get away with it? You know, so it's just a cry to the law authorities. Can they revisit the matter, do due diligence? Makusenzakala even the Ministry of Arts, Minister what ayingenele indaba ayifuqele ukuthi njani ihluzwe kuhle kudingisiswa abantu babantu sakwazi hayi police I say dealing agarapa abantu bakhuluma iqiniso.
Because our law task enforcement as Zimbabwe, trust me, ile greppo is strong. The greppo and the grip is just so strong. So you wonder what really is happening.
Motivation, if there's need to set up motivation, set up motivation
because honestly I think it pains me. Should you want to say something?
No, man, I think you point at me. Atenza ikhuluma la siyathinta controversy ngani. I'm very controversial.
It's okay.
So I'm not, but because if there's one thing, and a case that Kelvin could have been solved by now. And
absolutely.
But I feel like there's a lot of controversy around the case that Kelvin, and that is going on, and it's something that no one is willing to talk about.
This thing is actually getting emotional.
Ngabe kwakungikila thi siyazibuza ukuthi ngabe lokho engakabanjwa yini lo wamthuza ngabe
not even ukuthi indaba kaKiller T ngoba uthamba that guy uTigonzi wachawa ngabantu eHlemchoveni ebusuku. The following day the guys basebe manje and it leaves you with questions ukuthi Kelvin was one vocal person who owayekhuluma kakhulu about things happening in Matabeleland, and then so it leaves you questioning ukuthi maybe. Absolutely. Next question.
Wow.
Well, put on that issue, man, I still have a question to me. Baba mguni ngicela libukele ivideo le. Ngilombuzo mina lathembisa ukunika umntwana istand. Selamnika yini? Like siyenze follow up, or I feel like there's a lot of people promised a lot of things on that day.
Yeah.
And
when we were all
and a lot of people promised, and our promises aren't they delivered. Did anyone try to do accountability of everything that happened?
So, Mr. Mayor, there you have it, my good sir. If there was a misunderstanding, please bring it up to the public and let us be aware of the misunderstanding. If it is not, if it is just a dilly-dally delay, also let us know, because hey, at the end of the day, when we are preaching we are one people, we need to see that. It's a high time. And maybe Sugar Kelvin always gets me emotional. I really get to a point where I'm really emotional. So maybe let's get over that. It's allowed because he was a brother to me. He was that one person. So on the day of the do we call it a memorial? What is it? When we're gathered there, I had a friend of mine by the side, and he's like, Melcy, abanye lapha abakhalayo sebengabafelwa
no, but yakwazi thina siyabona kumemorand siyabona, but emfeni ay man it was kule brother yami uSkyver. That brother is real. As uSkyver wakhala sesitakiwe, it was after midnight, I remember. Wakhala so wabelanda umjide besithi kanti uDingane emfeni kaVini phela wena lalizonda wongzonda wena umnyathela izitheni.
Exactly. You see, guys, what I was talking about, in as much as he had, it was he was a bit, I think he was just too much.
No, I think that's the character of a superstar.
Yeah.
You know, because you exude all that energy. Oh, you want to Kanye West.
No, let's just
Nota in Africa. Yes, we have Nota.
All right, while we're still on that hinge of laughing, let's move on to the next amazing show that we had, the Spring Fiesta. I personally feel that that was big, that was huge, that was refreshing, that was new, and Depth 3 Events was part of that. We were part of that initiative. We were part of the whole show. So I think I would love to just leave the platform to the two of you guys to just get deep into it, analyze, criticize the performances from who MJ sings as a whole, because he's the biggest thing right now. But in every person or big, it doesn't mean that they are flawless. It doesn't mean that they do not have flaws. So in as much as we're getting in depth with our analysis with regards to this event, let's just be real about it. Let's just get on with it. Let's talk about it. The Spring Fiesta.
Yeah.
Just a general review.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to say from Kalisa. As I appeal. And I'm glad to MJ because I'm going to keep his keep on. Guys, what I can say, and attend, especially about singing, attend a show now is listening. What I say about my show and I so strong.
MJ sing.
Babe 100 million to MJ sings. They now sing. Why one is a song MJ sings? That was attaching Salina so this is called.
MJ sings, if you follow history. Kafela kuti you understand ukuthi wena abafazi abangaki so uvunyelwe brother ukuphuma labo bonke uyebakade sizikobhas bonke ngoba I doubt konda fit bakwana. So
the revelation for me usholana ucherelwana uthambani kati bizo lakhe lesikhiwa kati uthambani kati
Color Black
Color
is talented. Color is very talented.
We were having this conversation. There were these guys were dancing on the side while Skhonjwa was on stage and everyone else. So we're still trying to, take pictures and videos of these guys that were dancing. And then all of a sudden, voice local like.
And then you were like
American. That girl is talented.
Over left field.
Everyone was just amazed, just like, froze.
No, but that lineup, and the one lineup, and there was MJ sings. There's Lord Edward.
Yeah.
Lord Edward, guys.
Yeah.
He's very talented.
I think it was very refreshing lineup. Trust me, it was. It wasn't the normal and the usual.
And people didn't want to go.
Yeah.
So
Alright guys, let's move on because of our time. I think we just cruised through. There's also Matobo Gin. It's Matobo?
Gin Fest.
Yes, Matobo Gin Fest.
So it's that so.
Very but this year I didn't attend Mina because I quit alcohol. I'm no longer able
to that. Can you freeze that?
No, it's on camera, guys.
It's
just
on
in
camera.
Case my mom watches. Mama said quit
So you went there. How was the attendance, the turnout?
I think the turnout was cool, not as expected, as we anticipated, but it was cool. Nice people, the who's and who's of the drinking industry.
The who's and who's of the drinking
industry.
If you guys drank and no one came back home with
and about the food actually was amazing, because with people making the malt cocktails, Emma Cabin and
how do you make a cocktail on a boat?
Emma Cabin. Because you guys don't understand. That's what it's called. Like, you guys don't make cocktails. So that was that. And it was nice, man. It was nice.
No,
guys. I think I do not know, but for the sake of our time, we'll just cruise through again. This we are not going to dwell in, but there was also a sneaker expo at the barn. So around this time next year, go into your socials and look for these events that we're talking about, because I am sure they are annual events. There was also the bonfire experience. That was beautiful. I didn't go, but it was amazing. I got reviews. I had people that I had planted to So I hear it was great. So around this year, around this time of the year, again next year, look out for that. And but okay, before we go, we get on to the next segment. There is a question. A question I don't know, I can't remember. But this guy says to me there was a whole lot of events happening around Bulawayo.
I think it's MJ.
Yeah.
Big Zuma.
And now my question is, are we not so much of a small city for us to be having ngale, or it's okay? Well, how would you answer that, such a question?
Bulawayo is not a small city, right? Mm-hmm. And it's okay to have different events happening on the same day. Mm-hmm. Do you know why? You're targeting different audiences.
Absolutely.
Right? So people who are for MJ Sings will be in the MJ Sings gig. People who are for Big Zulu will be in the Big Zulu event, right? But now the problem, coming back to your question, the problem is like we don't have relationships. And having relationships, it's like sitting down in a table full of promoters and asking which are your dates so that we don't clash. And considering the fact of when we look at consumption art, it has the audience and so how about we have the comedy fans, the poetry fans, the dance fans, the theater fans coming together to an MJ Sings gig, and after that we have all these other corner fans coming together for Intando event, right? So it's all about creating relationships and having a conversation. Okay, so musical promoter, which days do you guys have? Tina, as comedy, we have Thursdays. And because I know of a certain place where there's one person who handles almost all the gigs are in music, and not like handling and stuff. No, we have a calendar of what's planned for this month.
Okay.
And Otundando handling comedy. Where we understand it, okay, so the Saturday is already taken. So Tina, let's take next Saturday. And so it's
man, waseyenza ubucomedy endaweni ezingekumelanga yenze khona comedy
mina ndabhururu mina na vela ndaba ngani
man lo senzi
comedy labo ngavelanga yenze khona comedy, but maybe it's fun, I don't know. Be that as it may, guys, we are just going to jump on into we are jumping on to the controversy section. I know I promised you guys the branding section, but because of our time, let's just jump on to the controversy section. I love this section.
Mina ayingangani nozithi umngani wami ngiyabona umtekhala ezigidi emfeni yami limqotsha ndamtekazana njalo la.
You see why I love him. This is what keeps our relationship stronger. So there's this So there's this whole hullabaloo going on around our courts, a heated up topics, or maybe a heated up subject, which is creating. Upheaval.
Not particular indaba ye-threesome, guys, when we're talking about indaba ye-controversy.
Asikhulume ngayo indaba ye-threesome, tell us more.
Indaba ye-threesome yazayo.
Hayi ngingayazi.
Hayi ngasitshela.
Lambe leyo vula kubhibethu. So there's 3 guys who did a song, and then one guy is now, it was a group, and so now one guy is now left out because wabanika ama-rights of performing. And then even the awards, that when that song got nominated, and that song actually, I wouldn't say it's the one that has made him big because he's already talented enough to hold the power.
What are you talking about?
Aye guys, lizathina ngikhuluma ngekolo kodwa mina ngikhuluma awards. But selifuna ngikhuluma izinto zamakolo nalapho lokho. But into khona ukuthi there were 3 in a song, and that song apparently it was a gang or project.
Okay.
And then later sesibona ku Twitter so le thread, and it's, I feel like how Amani was expressing his feelings, it was okay because he was just saying, okay,
I love it when they do the name drop.
he was like, mina nyani drop. It's not like server and stuff, but in the public space, it's not like
absolutely, yeah.
So Amani did the song Koloi Labo MJ Sings, but when the song got a nomination, it was MJ Sings Koloi.
Watati mali engoma wayidla wedwa
so it was that's the issue. Anyways, that's how many 300k.
300k already. I think the first serious concern that I have around this issue, Kuku's father, who is not Kuku's father, because there is an original Kuku's father, into A1. The way they handled this whole thing, did they really take into consideration the mental state yomntwana?
Yes,
because the pictures are out there.
Because I think the first consideration is, I think, really from emuva, from Makoko to whoever, consider my feelings omntwana, consider how it should impact on omntwana, growth yakhe, education progression yakhe.
Absolutely.
And this is how kids grow up with daddy issues and stuff like that because of the things that they go through. And then city here, I'm a 2K, but behavior so and so forth. But because we are not handling and raising our children, because we're trying to be modern, we're trying to be all this. And
but in this case,
I'm a superstar. City, I'm a superstar. We forget to. They are still children.
They are their own people, their own person.
So I feel like they should, as families, should have handled it away from the public eye.
Yeah, because this is just an alarming bar.
I'm a newspaper, I'm a court.
That's the thing. And so, my opinion on this issue. And I feel like Kuku's father in court, how he reacted was okay, because imagine Dando when you find out to unhlalo ngibaba ka boys, and the way you react vele uphuma lehlobo usiyasigamula ubani unhlalo ngisiyagamula uClive angikwazi uthongo uyabe ngibaba ka boys imali phakathi kwabantu. But the problem is with our justice system. I've said this before on my social media and I'll say it again. Why do you allow journalists into the court? Especially on matters that involve minors. Exactly. In the court. So like in the court, and have an issue with whatever is said in the court, whosoever leaks it out there, and like are they charged with a certain crime. And you probably find that these people didn't want that issue with the Chama newspapers. But maybe it was someone who stole in one in a court.
But I think because they are journalists. But I understand what you're saying.
Dealing with
I think issues, child court, child friendly court. I when Kelvin, when he passed on, when my house was buckled into, and my daughter was incident. And Sasamba a court. A child friendly, so I think the courts should also be diligent on that and make sure abantwana are not exposed when it comes to this. Even Lamavis or maybe our parents should not have been published because now everybody knows maybe I'm criminals, like I'm criminal cases, because this is not a criminal case. I'm criminal cases, yes. I was saying we wouldn't mind. We don't mind.
But in this case, and let's take into consideration newspaper so for them to get a selling, they need controversy.
And it's not fair.
Let's be honest. Let's be honest. I'm journalists, they don't care about you. They care about imali azayithola at the end of the month. And imali azayithola at the end of the month, we are from the runnings that they did during the month. And so if the publication yethu isingasatholi story, ayisingathela mali, ayisathengwa, ayisela readings, umsebenzi. And so bona they always looking for indaba ekuhit echisayo. Mina I think indaba le and indaba ikuthi kudala yabona ubuhle bakudala indaba zazengiwa ngosapho. And it was real ukuthi indaba yakho nisifike ngapha.
But now my question is the way Skhonjwa is now acting, is he not like, because I'm looking at these two people, there is an instigator in this case and there is a clown.
Mana can go first of all, when you was to
what a question.
What an ask.
But I think these are two larger than life characters abakhona, and if we're looking at the type of lives that they lead, I mean, indaba esecourt is a court.
Yeah.
Thina esikukhuluma lapha kuma social circles ngokunye nokuthi bona bazikhera out njani outside the court proceedings ngokunye izinto ezi 3 years ezingangenelani. So icourt ayenze umsebenzi wayo, ogqoka iskipa akagqoka iskipa, oye newspaper nge-newspaper, obuya lapha ku Roundup sound
Oza roster mhla
26 arosta.
I love this. I love this. I couldn't even say
this is what we call America khathesi oTMZ ngabamba bebalandela ngabe khathesi bayamlandela uJava siya ku training le Chiefs uSkhonjwa esiyalungisa amawindi ayisabhine Red Cafe ngabe kulama cameras eTMZ abalandelayo checking what they do. Are they trying to fight? Are they doing what? Actually we should have a boxing match between the two.
Asifuna paparazzi ngobulaya yabona ama journalist ngobulaya damani. Yapaparazzi anti sayidinga ngobulawayo.
One shaya ngesicathulo ngizihlalele ngizithulele.
Ipaparazzi sayidinga.
Ngiyabonga.
No yabona le Nokia Asha yakho uthi iTel. Hayi lo biza shoot ama videos angekho clear.
I know what's busy like.
Uzatufika ku TikTok uhambe phansi ngale okuthwa. Okuthwa what quality? High quality. Yazama ngani kucleanela mbijana so one. But lawo landelela ngombo nje town uSkhonjwa amshoot ipicture uthi nangu abamchayanga kala ndundum. Yabo sule content ndifundise konke guys literally lifundisa twice like ama ideas
okay smart create content that I have today with me in the studio. I knew it was going to be fire and they came out and they gave us the fire abalayo, those two great amazing songs. So guys, there is a special in this episode. Even the production manager doesn't even know about it. The Kulobani foot kulo production manager, kulo producer, kulo boom, kulo wati la magundwana lapha ekhaya nxa silanga ze ngwabone. But they do not know about this. So this is a special. Unfortunately today we had quite a quick run where you know isn't as slowly zihamba as placidly and smoothly like that. But nonetheless we are going to play the game. It's a game. It's a special game. So I'm going to ask you a question and I'm going to ask you a question. So what usually happens is umuntu angayekela engafuni ukuphendula iquestion engabe ngimbuze yona, they usually sip on a shot. But since today there is no shots, nonetheless the game will go on. I think I will make it gelly and funky.
Asipose nama camera setting amashot.
Man, katwayo ngathwakho ngona singayekela ukuphendula schizopresent.
No, asipose nama camera setting amashot. So by the way, Mama Tanzania, Kanyela,
we'll hold him to it, though. So then, be that as well. So this is how the game goes. I'm going to ask you. Okay, maybe let me start. Until you now know the rules. I slap my shots, but we are going. I said I'm going to be gelly. So anything that I'm going to do.
No, sir. If on your position, some camera. It was
So I need you to give me 2 names of females. Not to gender-based violence, not to gender what, not to women what. We know that, guys, but Lana, we are going to get savage. So I'm going to ask you, you need to give me 2 ladies that are females that are in the entertainment sector. Abagobulawayo, obazwisisi. Abamutu. Like yeah, this one is my ride or die female, like we was.
I'm bazuzisa. Like I'm bazuzisa.
I'm nafuna too.
No, crush or fan.
Even crush fan kodwa kufanele make sure ngumuntu oyaziwayo.
Also uyakwazi kube i-crush lo muntu engithanda. Hayi crush lima, lima honi makhani makluthu.
I know.
All right.
Izinto leziyana.
So we've got 1, 2
and then I
love this. We are waiting. And please don't waste my time. Angeke phela. The lowest two laugh. Lowest two.
Okay.
So now this is the catch. Between these two women, one came out drowned in an ocean. Who would you save? Save one.
Sorry, Qeqo Jumla. Now uyabuzangiqolela. Athi kambe akuhloba abuqeqwa ukudrown. Sabona nezulwini. Now uzazi.
So Lima Kani takes this one. Thank you very much for participating. Now moving on and coming on to you. Now coming on to you, as it is a different question altogether.
Yes. Thank God.
If you have, there should be, who are the hey, the English is looming me, but I want to loom here. I will loom. Should I loom?
Loom.
I'm looming, right. Give us one person who is in the music industry. Othi wena akapheka impahla zakhe ahamba emaplazini.
Ayisho ukuthwala uvela uhambe.
Guys, I think was Julie Savage. Guys, I think was
Khuluma sinaza khuluma because abakhuluma egroupini.
Sure, if you don't do that, I'm going to do the rest on you right now. Especially for you, it's easy.
Mina lakwazi ukuthi nani lizansola. But swali entertain. Kumagala, kumabani. I feel like la nimhlalele 2 AM ndimele ukuthi limbukele. Guys, my personal love so fair.
I think Mzistoz.
And so fair. I'm not a fan. I won't lie. I appreciate her as a business person, as an individual. I appreciate her like, no, she's a superstar. No, Venus Kuluma Magala Venus. No, for a reason, you wasn't. I'm an African child. No,
stop explaining yourself. It's fine.
No, understand me. She actually said we are African children. And mina as an African child, guys, I was broken. And because I feel like, all right, at that time, yes, kwagulai lo piata mangete. But to piata opangisugus chia, may her soul rest in peace. But usiswa man, I feel like Kates may be saying arrest and I feel like in terms of branding she's good. And saying I've the branding school for our now and Slava now it our talented about those lessons and they could get from her. But I think in good did
I'm good. I'm enough. I'm enough. If deputy events was food, I would say their sound is succulent. So please, for every event, graduation, ceremonies, parties, funerals, and branding, schools, what? Sikhona siyalinike sound.
We are African children.
See ya together, mama we mama. Hey yeah.
Alright guys, so this has been the roundup. This has been the roundup in the studio with me today at the amazing Shuili Savage as well as Ntando Van Moyo, two incredible souls that joined me today into unpacking and unraveling all these issues that we're talking about. Guys, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Imba ngozami seziqamukile angilathando but